my God!
A kick out!
What the hell is this? Oh, God!
Oh my! Push! Canceler!
Unbelievable!
Has been an absolutely brutal display.
Oh, my God!
That was freaking insane!
Make yourself famous!
Talk about a high-risk maneuver!
What?
The new champion!
Welcome to the newest edition of the UCT Live podcast. I am Drake Stacy, joined as always by the Wigman Max Mercury, and welcome to the review show for the second episode of PASW Live, the second show in PASW's 9th season. If you have not checked out the video, please do so. Link will be in the description below. Overall thoughts before we jump in to the show.
It was all right. I just like following the big premiere. I'd say this is like probably a step down because there wasn't that many like big things that happened, as it was more of a setup for the tag team classic that's going to happen eventually. But I still enjoyed the show either way.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good show. Definitely. It was hard to kind of top whatever you just did in the immediate next episode. So like having this be not as impactful, but still a good show is good. Not every show needs to have like, holy shit, what happened here type of moment, And that's certainly here what we got here. We didn't get like a, oh my God, type of thing. But overall, a good show. It felt really short.
Yeah, like it felt like it was still like a good amount of time, like the video itself. But like in terms of things that happened, like there wasn't that many things, so it kind of felt short in that retrospect.
It was 26 minutes,
and it felt like 50.
Yeah, it did not feel like a lot of time had elapsed, and I'm just like. Like when it ended, I was like, wait, what? It's over?
I mean, good on him for having the 26 minutes feel like less than half. But yeah, it was very weird.
It had a real like abrupt ending almost. Like it ended with what, the second match of the classic, the Ingobernable Smart cast match. And like as soon as the finish happened, like they're celebrating and then just like cut. And it's like show's over. I was like, what? Like I was expecting like something else after that. So yeah, let's get into it here. So as we saw in our own breaking news video, Caleb Belushik, I keep hoping I'm saying that last name correctly.
I say it Caleb Belusak, but whatever. I don't think there's a proper pronunciation.
Apparently there is, according to Adri. But he has yet to tell me if I'm right.
So we'll find out after these videos. We'll see.
Yeah, I thought he would tell me.
None of us be right. Watch none of us be right.
Right? It's just something way out of left field.
Like a hidden letter in there.
Yeah.
No, you gotta do like the Gus sound in there.
Yeah. I was hoping he would tell me after the breaking news video if I was right or not, but didn't happen. But anyway, point is, we saw in that video that Caleb got injured in a match with El Mago, who's canon now. Nice.
He has been. He's been in BCW since 2020.
True. So, but yeah, they were having a match, and botched suicide dive forced Caleb to relinquish the Attitude Championship. Something in his face.
Yeah.
Like fractured.
Yeah, something.
Whatever. That would force him to miss a undisclosed amount of time. So don't know how long it's going to be, but the belt is vacant. And originally we had been told that on this show, the Attitude title was going to be defended. So that turned out to not be the case here. So that's why we have this opening contest. We have a 6-man tag team match where the winning team would be opponents next show. And the winner of that match would become the new Attitude champion. So it was Akira Kobayashi, Mark's Rise Up, Mark's Rise Up, Max,
Mhm.
Biggest mark of them all for Akira Kobayashi. Can't blame
Watch
you.
me be on the other side of you pointing when the video comes out. There you go. Yeah. Either
Yeah.
way, we're right.
So it was him, King, and Ron. A different design for Ron, not the one gimmick, but like a
He had like two different designs. One in like the match card graphic, and then when he showed up.
yeah. That's how
Like-
Steel is too.
Yeah, when he showed up, it looks more to what Ron looks like now as part of the one. But like in the match card graphic, it was like before the one existed, and it was
So
during
with the
when he
face
was-
paint.
Yeah.
So with like the red
yeah.
eye
Yep.
or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's gone now. So that's
Yeah. Anyway, it was those three versus Justice, Angelo Brown. For those unfamiliar, he's a No Mercy original cop,
Mhm.
and Walt Churchill.
Mhm.
This match flew by.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, I don't remember anything besides the post match.
Yep.
Because it really went by fast.
Like I looked away for a minute. Like
Mhm.
I was like checking my phone or something, and I come back and I think Akira scored the pinfall. And I was like, what? Like that was it? Like that was the match? I don't
I
even
can't
remember
tell you
who took-
anything either. I don't remember anything from the match.
I think Walt took the pin or Angelo took the pin. I don't even know who took the pin.
Wasn't
be
Justice,
honest
I
with
know
you.
that for sure. Hey,
Speaking
we're
of
a
justice,
PG show.
yeah, but speak justice and she shall appear. So,
Mm.
but yeah, the only real memorable thing here is that King lays them both out after they win.
Mhm.
So next show, presumably, we're getting Akira Kobayashi versus King versus Ron for the Attitude title.
Mhm.
I think we
Give
can both.
that belt to King, baby.
Really?
That man was a monster.
I mean, I loved King in his match against who was it on the return show? He had a match. It was like a four. I forget who he faced.
I think I remember. I was like Aaron John, Shane Williams,
Yes.
and Shozo Sogaku.
Yes. That match, I thought he was the star of that match.
Mhm.
And I wanted to see him get more opportunities. I was about to say, I thought both of us would have been like, let's go Akira.
No, I want Akira to kind of be with the AAPW stuff, where you can get more shine, more
Mhm.
spotlight to him than just the Attitude title.
I mean, if King held the belt, I feel like he wouldn't drop it until like pretty much a Caleb return, however long that would take.
Yeah.
So I don't know, because he would be real hard to take the belt from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also the possibility that Ron could win.
I mean, of course
Yeah.
there is.
Yeah.
Of course there is, because he's in the match itself, but I don't see it.
Yeah, me neither.
No offense to him. I see him being in this match to take
100%
the
offense
pinfall.
to him.
Okay, maybe you 100 offense to him. I see him in this match to take the pinfall.
Yeah.
Because the other one who doesn't win will be still made to look strong in defeat, even though they're not the champion.
Yeah.
Because there's no way if King is losing this match that he's the one who takes this pin. Not a chance.
Mm-mm.
Not a chance. So, yeah, that is presumably next week. Could change, could be like the second show. I don't fucking know. We'll find out when the time comes. Next, we got the 6-man over the top rope battle royal for the number 1 contender status for the Cruiserweight Championship. This was a lot of PASW originals. Yeah. Amazing Todd versus Archangel versus Dragon Del Viento versus Omega versus Shane MJF Williams versus Sean Avery. This match also flew by.
For me, it was like I looked away and like 3 people were gone.
Yeah, legitimately, it felt like, what was the order? Like Shane went out first,
Yeah.
then Omega, then Todd in like an instant, and then Avery like murders Archangel in the ring with the
Yes.
package pile driver.
And then throws him out.
Yeah,
Super kicks him out.
Yeah, like he just destroys him. And then you're down to Dragon and Sean.
And they get like a little bit of time and then it ends.
Yeah, and it's done. And I really thought, based on what had happened last show, that Avery was a lock for this.
Yeah.
When the match got announced.
I thought the same too. And having Dragon win, I was like, okay. It's fine. I feel like Sean Avery's gonna find himself in the cruiserweight title match somehow.
I
see all the
see.
focus he's getting.
Yeah. Well, number one, I like Dragon the Caw.
Yeah.
I really like the design. And I really like I just like him. I think he's a cool luchador. I see this match going to a no finish. I see Manny and Dragon having the match, and then Sean running down midway toward the end, laying them both out with a weapon.
Yeah.
And then at the Tag Classic finals, which I'm assuming is the pay-per-view, it's a 3-way for the title. Does the title change hands there? I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see
I
how.
think Manny's been champion since like 2020.
Yeah.
Like
did
summer
he win
2020. He didn't win it at Lucha. He didn't win it at War Mania. He retained at War Mania.
Okay. So he could lose.
Yeah, he's been champion for a really long time.
It would depend on how the build goes.
Yes.
Because, I mean, if the belt were to somehow change hands on this show, I'd be a little surprised. Like if Dragon just beats Manny clean, you know, like that would be shocking. Or if like, could you see this going? I just thought of this. Could you see this going in a different direction where Dragon and Manny are having their match and Sean interferes, costing Manny the title, and then they go off and do their own separate feud, and then Dragon is cruiserweight champion?
I would most likely prefer your first idea where it's Manny versus Dragon, no contest because of Sean, and then we got the triple threat. And also I'm just looking at this now. Manny's been champion since March 1st, 2020.
Oh my god.
I think he's dropping it. Because that's the entirety of season 8 as well. Because he won it like very early.
Yep. If he doesn't lose it clean here, I would expect the classic to drop it.
Yes.
Then, knowing that statistic, that's crazy. That's a long fucking run. That's a long ass title run. It's almost 2 years. I mean, granted, 2021 PASW wasn't around, but still, it's a long time to have that title. So yeah. Sean Avery also in this match just looks like the most dominant man in the ring.
Oh, 1000%.
So like, if he doesn't, if there is a no contest on this show, then my pick would be Sean.
Yes.
To take the title.
100%.
Yeah. Okay, then we got Adri and Kota Amura backstage.
Yes.
Basically Adri was looking for Riley. Kota was there. I forget what this promo was about because it again the text moved really fast.
I think if I remember, I think we also missed the segment where it was Mr. Williams tries to find Riley first, and then that's where we're introduced to Kota being in there.
Was that before?
Yeah, I think that was before. And then we get Adri coming into the office.
Oh, I missed that.
But I think the promo was about Adrian wanting a title shot at Jaden because Freddie Bones is injured, as via our the last PASW podcast episode that we did. Yeah, Adrian wanted the title, and then Coda's like, no, I'm not letting anybody just who asks for a title shot get it. And so, and then I think then the conversation transitioned to Adrian asking, like, just questioning why he was paired up with Jack in the tag team classic and not with like Mario or the rest of the LIJ or Los Ingobernables. And then the idea was put out that if Adrian and Jack win the tag team classic, that the MVP of the two of them becomes #1 contender. And
All right.
I think before that it was prefaced with Adrian being like, "Well, if I'm not gonna get a title shot at Tag Team Classic, I want the title shot tonight." And then Kota was straight up just said, "No, Jaden's not here, and either way, I was not gonna give you that title shot." But yeah,
All right.
that's it. I think that's everything that was said in the promo.
That was something.
Yeah.
I feel like hearing that now,
hmm
I could see Adri getting kicked out of
Los
Ingobernables
Do you think
based on
because
the
he's
events
being a
of
face
later.
right now?
Kinda, because he did run out at the end of the show last show.
Yeah.
To attack or try to fight back against Caleb and Kyle and Jaden
Yeah.
and Coda.
Invading force.
And then, as we'll see with the main event,
hmm
there might be an alliance here,
hmm
perhaps. And if Adri's not on board with that, then I could see Ingobernables kicking him out.
Yes.
So,
Which makes sense because I mean, Los Ingobernables was formed to take on Anarchy, which was led by Adrian himself. So there could still be some bad blood in there, unresolved stuff.
yeah, we'll see how that plays out as the weeks go on here. I would expect Jack and Adri to win at least their first match then.
Yeah. I think they're facing off a pretty big team, I think. I don't remember. I could probably pull up the bracket, but
right.
yeah, I know AR Connection is still left.
Yep.
So I feel like if it's them against ADR, maybe they might lose or something.
Maybe.
Pulling it up because I know he put up the bracket like at the end of the show.
Yeah.
So okay, I have it. So yep, I was right. Adrian and Jack are facing off against AR Connection, Alpha, and Road Rocker. So
what's the other
I
one?
don't know. Maybe they actually. I could see them losing. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know because like I'm looking at it as like we can have the tag team classic with other teams and have Jaden, Adri, Jack at the show either way. But I could also see them win and go pretty far. So I don't know.
We'll have to see. Who's the other team? The other match.
The other match. We got the Jones Dynasty, which was like a team during the young Lion division, versus the former tag team champions, the Thunder Brothers. And which I think the Thunder Brothers would win.
Yep. I would have to imagine so. We'll see. We'll see how it all goes. Speaking of the classic, we got the first match of the classic. Charm City Kings versus Swed, Rocher and Francois. Good match here. I was surprised at the fact that Michael Carter took the pin.
Yeah.
Because he's the big dude of the group. And when I think of them as a team, at least how I would book it, I would always book Carter to not take that pin.
Yeah.
Because he just doesn't seem like the guy who should be pinned in this team.
Yeah. I didn't have the problem with it, but I definitely see your point.
Yeah. Like for me, like I've had Charm City Kings on OCW before, and it's like, no offense to him, I don't know if he'll ever watch this podcast or not. The guy who actually like created those guys from Community,
Mhm.
Brandon Ace is the guy, and Michael Carter is just a caw that was made for the tag team.
Oh,
But in
okay.
my opinion, Michael Carter is the draw of that tag team, which is ironic.
Yeah.
I think there's more to him than there is Brandon Ace.
Mhm.
So when Carter took the pin, I was a little surprised.
Yeah. I think another thing to mention this match was like I think at one point Frank hurt his back, right? I remember that kind of being a thing where like he landed bad. Maybe I'm just imagining it or something.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'd have to
I
go
have
back
the
and watch it. But Swed gets the win here. They're having a pretty good start to the year, I think.
yeah.
Or at least in a couple different feds, it seems like they're going to be an integral part of it.
Yeah.
So good on them. Yeah. Next, we got Jaden Shadow promo from the Green Screen Hotel.
Mhm.
I really dislike the name of the group.
Oh, is it? Well, what do you call it again?
It's Retribution. I
Ah,
know. Oh,
bro.
it's like,
Here's the thing. Here's the
no,
thing. Had the
dude.
real life retribution not happened, I think it would have been fine.
You could have picked anything. And you picked the flop stable. That was so,
Yo, Day of Reckoning was kind of cool.
yes, that would have been so good. Like, we are the day of reckoning. Like,
Yeah.
when we show up, shit happens.
They're
Like,
fucking retribution. If this
oh my
doesn't signal them
God.
losing this invasion feud, then I don't know what else.
It was like you had them, you set them up so high. And then when
Yeah.
Jaden was like, we're a group called Retribution, I was like,
Like,
no, dude, no way did you just call them that?
I'm just filled with a sense of
Oh,
disappointment now.
like, I'm really excited to see the group, and I'm really
Mhm.
excited to see where they go. But God, does that name just kill? Like, it's not it.
It's
Oh,
poison at this point.
it is. And I'm just like, are the next members of the group like Mace and T-Bar too? Like,
Just watch Caleb James and Kyle Young put on masks now.
and they'll just be called Caleb, Kyle,
Yep.
Coda,
Yeah, it's
Malcolm,
just
Shadow, like
that
just
name's already taken.
Riley. Just,
Uh,
oh dear. In my head, I was like, all right, which one is which? You know, like Jaden's Mustafa Ali.
yeah, he gets to keep his full name.
Yeah. Who's the rest of them now?
Everybody else is just Coda, Caleb,
Oh,
Kyle.
I couldn't believe that. I really thought their name was Day of Reckoning. That would have been
I
sick.
wasn't paying it. I wasn't paying attention until you just said it to me because I didn't.
I couldn't, like, that was when I was watching. I was like, no, dude, no, not it, not it. Oh, so sad. The group's gonna be it's gonna be much better than the WWE Retribution.
Yeah. But it's hard not to just think of the WWE one when you hear
Yeah,
Retribution.
so true.
Mm,
Oh, so upsetting. All right, next we got the second match in the series of Brendan and Steele, winner to face me for the Intercontinental title at the Tag Classic Finals. I think both of us knew going into this that Steele was going to win the match because that's just how 2 out of 3 series are booked.
Yeah.
One wins one, the loser wins the second one, and then they lead to a third match.
Yeah.
Wrestling, you know, like that's just what it is. I don't know what I wrote here. Oh,
I remember.
I know what I wrote here.
Okay.
It says render story. And I was like, what does that mean? Just like how Ron has the different photo from what he was to the render of the match graphic,
Oh, yeah.
Steel's the same way.
Is he really?
Yeah. His graphic is like the strong style Steel with like the spiked hair and like the red gear. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
I'm
one,
looking at it right now.
and then the actual
looks like-
Steel
Yeah,
in the ring is the green one.
from OCW, right?
Well, technically,
Or at
they're
least
both in OCW, but
Yeah.
the John Morrison face.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks so bad.
Mm.
That the render version of Steel looks better than the one in the ring.
Yeah.
For two reasons. Number one, I just like the other one better. Like it looks just overall better.
Mhm.
And number two, Steel's face, the face texture, one has already been used and was used prior to it being created because it's Vix's face texture.
Yeah.
And then the face has two different skin tones.
Mhm.
Like the center of his face is like super tan, and then you get out on the outside of it, and it's like this color white, and it just looks weird.
Yeah.
And I'm like, switch them, switch them. It would look so much better if you did the other way. So, yeah, that's what that was about.
Yeah.
So yeah, Steel wins,
Yeah.
and now Steel versus Brendan is happening again.
Mhm.
Third match in a 1 hour Iron Man match.
Honestly, I'm not excited just because I thought this second match was okay. Wasn't too excited for it, but now that I have to see another version that's like an hour long. Like it's in highlights, so it's obviously not gonna be like an hour long.
No, but it's
Just like
gonna be so long.
yeah.
Like this match, and it's just a number one contenders match too. Like it's not even.
Like I get it too, because they've had their feud that's been going on since they split up. So I understand it from probably Adrian's perspective, but like from a viewer, I'm just like I'm kind of done with this, man. Let's move on to new stuff.
Yeah, like we saw this in the last season of
Yeah.
PASW. So now it's like if you want to, obviously this match should be their last encounter for a
Yep.
while,
Mhm.
right? Like you would think. I would have done a different match. I would have done probably a ladder
Yeah,
match,
ladder would have been cool.
maybe a cage,
Okay.
or like a last man standing or something.
Yeah.
But a 60-minute Iron Man match?
That
Dear
makes me
Lord.
wonder if the next show is going to be just heavily Brendan Steele.
It probably will be, if I had to assume. And this isn't Adri's fault because he
Yeah.
probably made this show a long time ago.
Yeah, this was like he made this like not taking into account all the like 2021 outside of PASW, where all the developments that happened with like Brendan's now a much bigger star than what he is now, like in PASW, where he's fighting for the IC belt. And just all
And
these
also-
changes not taken into account.
And also, like current day,
Mhm.
DJ is feuding with Steel in MWE,
Yep.
and DJ's feuding with Brendan in PWF.
Yes.
And I'm like, it's not his fault because he made
Yeah.
this a long time ago. But like to me personally, I was like, I don't want to see him face either of them because I'm going to see it. I've already seen Brendan and DJ fight like 3-4 times recently in PWF,
Yeah.
and we're getting Steel and DJ at
Redemption.
Redemption. Thank you. I almost said Retribution, and I was like, that's not right.
So no, get it out of your head.
So yeah, if I had to choose, I'd rather see Brendan win this match
Mm,
because I think Adri could give DJ and Brendan a really good match.
mhm.
If I had to pick, obviously I don't get to pick, but that would be my 2 cents. All right, and finally, we got the main event, which was Ingobernables, AJ Reyes, and
Mhm.
Max, not you,
I know.
versus so many people get that confused. There's like Max, and then there's Max Mercury. It's like,
Yeah.
no, there's Max Lopez
Yeah.
and Max Mercury. They're 2 different people.
Yes, 100%. One has a wig, one does not.
Exactly. That should be your biggest tip off right there.
If the hair is not a afro, it's not him.
It's not him. Don't know.
Mhm.
Just doesn't.
Yeah, and
Doesn't look right.
even then, my Max does not have blonde hair. Never
Nope.
has had blonde hair ever. So
I don't think I want to see that either. That would
No.
look very weird. It was like when I gave Treble blonde hair just for the memes.
hmm.
I was like, nope,
I mean,
Nope.
Trouble looks good no matter what. But
Not
Max with
blonde.
blonde hair, no.
not blonde. She don't look good. She looks
Mm.
good. She might look good as like brunette, but black hair is where she's staying.
Yeah. While I would love to keep the conversation about Treble, I think we should mention the backstage segment right before this match when
Yeah, that's where I
Cass
was.
was in the locker room.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Okay.
Yeah, so originally it was supposed to be AJ and Max versus Mart and Cass.
Mhm.
And then Cass got attacked by Caleb in the locker room,
Yeah.
which forced a 2-on-1, a handicap match basically for the main event. And
Yeah.
and
Cameo by my
basically
mother.
we each get cameos
Yep.
in the same episode.
Yep.
You know, you love to see it. As soon as Cass got attacked, I knew for a fact that Ingobernables was winning. I don't think there was any doubt in anybody's mind
I will
that
say
was going to happen.
I will say a small part of me thought just maybe Martin Cass would win once Cass came back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, maybe he could. Like like the Calvary moment right there.
I wrote here, Cass doing his best Charles Robinson.
But it's so slow in terms of the animation compared to just the high speed run that Charles did.
Down that giant ramp too. Like
imagine had he slipped.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I would live in infamy.
Charles World Slide. Instead of
like
Titus
he slips
World
and then
Slide.
he just slides down the rest of the rep, gets right back up, goes in the ring, does the pin, and a 2 count.
That would be so sad for the like serious match of Edge Undertaker that was happening in the ring.
It would have been overshadowed a little bit by it.
Probably. It probably would have definitely taken away from the match. I think that was also Undertaker winning the world title as well.
Yep,
so
he won it.
Yeah. Well, obviously he won. I just wasn't sure if it was for a championship or not. But yeah, Cass does come down probably like 2/3 of the way through the match. And then here's the part that like probably threw people for a loop. I mentioned like touched on just a little bit ago. Caleb and Kyle Young come to the ring and they get involved, giving I want to call them LIJ, but that's
I
not
also
right.
want to call them LIJ. It's so easier, but they're not because they're not Japanese.
Nope.
They're just
Ingobernables.
You gotta call
them. But it gives them the win. So now it seems, I don't know yet, but due to one of the insiders, I can say one of the inside scoops now. They're going to address that. What happened? AJ and Max are going to address that on the show that we have coming up. Yes, it says AJ and Max will give an explanation about the end of the match against Cass and Mart. But it seems like there might be a touch of a alliance here
Mhm.
between the two groups. This is speculation, of course. It's not
Yeah.
confirmed, but it just seems like that's what's happening here.
If it's not, I can see it as just being like, was it Retribution targeting Cass and possibly me if I ever show up because Riley hates both of us now. So that could be the case, and then maybe eventually they could go after you too. Maybe.
I did say that I think DJ was going to lose the belt to somebody
Yeah.
who is either already a part of this angle or somebody who will soon be a part of this angle.
Yeah.
So which of those it is, I don't know. So it could be, because that would be a nice tie-in from R&B.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not out of the realm of possibility. But yeah, like once Mart was left 2-on-1, like he tried to fight back, but
He got hit with a pile driver outside the ring, and that was it for him. He was
Mhm.
done, lights out.
I mean, as it should be.
Yeah.
Like a pile driver in the ring is okay.
Yeah.
You get kicked out of it, but outside,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd say this was for sure the best match of the show. Because I think it was given ample time and the stakes involved. Just the quality too, I think was up there.
Yeah, I'd have to say so as well, which is good for the main event. Should be the match of the night. But yeah, overall good show.
We had our
again, definitely
some actual
definitely
minor issues in there.
Yeah, definitely a step down from last show,
from the premiere. Which either way, I feel like it was going to be.
Yeah, because it was hard to top that.
Yeah,
but still enjoyed overall. So as I've already said, AJ and Max will give their explanation about what happened at the end of the main event next show. Dragon Del Viento will address his title shot against Manny. So I'm assuming the two are going to have an in-ring confrontation. Yeah. It doesn't mention Manny here, but just based on the wording, it makes it sound like he'll be there in some capacity, but it's probably going to start with Dragon in the ring. Steel Brendan is maining. Next week.
And then the 1 hour Iron Man match.
Yep. So that's a
we'll
main
see how
event.
that goes. I mean, if it has the potential to be good,
I feel like because they're fighting so much, I feel like DJ needs to have a match before this show goes up, because he's just sitting there.
Yeah. Do you know if it's like the last show before Tag Team Classic? Or if we got one more after this?
Well, I mean, you have to assume, because it's not on here. You'd have to assume that the next two matches that we touched on earlier in the Classic are probably happening here.
Yes.
And I don't know if the Classic like semis and finals are going to take place at the pay-per-view or not. If that is the case, then this might be the go-home show. If it isn't, then the go-home show will have the two semifinals and probably another match or two sprinkled in there. I don't know what it would be.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. I don't know. We will know. On Monday when we record this, when we get the insider knowledge on it, or if the show just says it outright.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And then the last thing, we will hear from Father Anthony.
Oh yeah, honestly, that thing did get overshadowed by the whole invasion that's been happening. So it's good that we're finally getting news on that.
Yeah, him and what was it, Justin Gavin, right? That like Antho talked to.
All I remember is that Josh Miller got kidnapped. Yep. I think so.
Oh my. Yeah, all I remember is at War Mania, Antho was talking to him backstage, like, "Hey, like you've been in like a little bit of a slump,
Yeah.
you know, come with me
Mhm.
and I'll show you." Like,
I think was it Josh Miller got kidnapped and thus Anto took his spot in that hardcore title match. And so I feel like Josh Silver will be kind of like servant now
I guess
to the
so.
father.
So I don't know where we're going with that. And I hope Adri knows that Antho's on this retirement tour.
Yeah. And if he
Hope he knows
doesn't,
that.
then he knows now after this video.
Yep.
If he watches it.
Oh, he definitely does.
Okay. Well,
Or
yeah,
at
Anto's
least
on a retirement tour.
for at least PASW shows, he's definitely watching these.
Oh yeah.
I feel like you're more likely to watch these shows when
If
it's your show we're
stuff.
reviewing.
Or if you're guest starring.
But like you still probably the community still watches it regardless. You're just probably more likely to watch it if it's your show.
100%.
Yeah. All right. So that is PASW Live Episode 2. Link in the description below to the show itself. Subscribe to Adri's show. Follow him on Twitter at PASW. I don't know if that's the rest of his handle. If that's his whole handle, if there's more, don't know. A link to his Twitter account will be in the description below as well as our own at UCT Live, or actually at UCT Extra. I'm getting ahead of myself. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to other UCT federations as well. And we will see you for the next PASW show.
See ya.